Greetings metal community, it's Roger back with another video. This is the EPs, splits, some thrash metal, a doom record as well, bits and pieces that kind of didn't fit into my list, and I didn't do a list for the EPs and stuff like that this year. Could have done it, but I wasn't in the mood for it, but I picked up a stack of stuff that I really enjoyed. A lot of this came from mid-December, so it's slightly a collection update as well. But whatever. Let's go into this stuff. This is a 2022 release, but it's a compilation of previous release stuff. Mayhemic, the Darkest Age. That's what's playing in the background. It's kind of early creator worship, and they do it very well from Chile. This is a killer release, but as I said, it's not a 2022 release, but per se, but it's definitely an album, thrash album that I played most this year. There hasn't been much thrash, and I can take the thrash before we go into the EPs and the splits. Second one is also hard to describe as, Sarcator from Sweden. A bunch of young lads released an album 2 years ago, which was more like, I would say, blackened speed metal. This is totally different overall. It starts out with a blackened speed metal, thrash metal song, but then they go into more kind of extreme heavy metal. It's a lot of, it's all sorts. You have black metal, you have thrash, you have heavy metal, you have death metal and melodic death metal as well. The main, or the front man, or the singer and guitarist of this band is, the son of what's his name, Marco Tervonen from The Crown. So he has music in his blood. So it's a very well played album, and a very variated album as well. Great solos and leads. For example, his fifth song here is reminds me very much of Sentenced Amok. But then you have like early Dark Tranquility here, and it's just a great album. It's a little bit too long. A couple of the songs could have been cut down from like 8 minutes to 6 minutes, but overall it's a very great album. It's been kind of a palate cleanser for me this year. So a lot of cool stuff. The vocals are more towards early Dark Tranquility, slightly more towards black metal, but Then we can take. I didn't pull out a lot of thrash because, but this was one that surprised me positively this year. Protector, new album. I mean, they've been releasing good albums since they reformed, but this was kind of more deathy than they were in the early days. A little bit darker vocals and a little bit heavier sound, but great album by Protector. And of course I had to mention again, Xentrix new album. I fucking love this album. It's a great album, 7 words, and I like the comeback album. I thought that was a pretty good comeback album, but they have kind of modernized their sound a little bit. They have kind of turned a little bit towards what Creator are doing, but still sounds like Xentrix, and killer album. Then one album that's Liam, the Death Doom Metalhead, and also John over at Rock and Metal Plus showed this, and I had to buy it. I blind bought it after they had shown and talked about it. This is it's almost like Death Doom Metal without death vocals in a way. There are kind of several layers of vocals and clean vocals. There are, you know, piano, strings, synth, whatever. Very calm and kind of like a, yeah, put on the album and lay down on the couch after your workday and just relax. Great songs on it. Yeah, then we can go over to the EPs and splits. I'm just gonna show, it's no kind of ranking on them. Disma, of course, with Earthendium. Great EP, kind of a little bit like Liam said, you know, I was a little bit disappointed when I first heard it, because, you know, the full length that they released 100 years ago was fucking killer. This is, I didn't feel it was so heavy, but it's still a killer release, and it kind of grows for every spin. So yeah, very good to have some new Disma music in the house. Hope they will coming out with their full length soon, but I can enjoy that EP for a year or so. Then we have Rancid Amputation. I think they are, or he is from. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. I would say Portugal, but I might be wrong. Just you know, riffy death metal, solid release, really enjoyable. No fancy stuff here, just straightforward, slightly brutal death metal. Then we have the new Sépulcre or Sépulcre. Cursed Ways of Sheol. This is a French death metal band. They do have that kind of death doom sound to them, but they don't play as much doom. There are some parts here that are doom, but for the most part this is just heavy, juicy death metal, and yeah, killer stuff. I would put them in, you know, a little bit towards the same stuff like Mortues and stuff like that, but these play much faster compared to those bands, and so it's kind of just heavy, juicy death metal with a lot of cool atmosphere, or cool atmosphere, I mean, great atmosphere to it, and yeah, there's a couple of members from Benefiction here, so it has that kind of a little bit evil sound to them. But if you have the EP or the demo that they released a couple of years ago, you can pick this up. This is just as good. So great stuff. And one that I just got in, but I felt I need to show it. It's Rotting Grave and Leprophiliac. I'm a big fan of Leprophiliac, so had to have this. But Rotten Grave was pretty good as well. So you know, short 2 songs each, and just a nice. But you know, I wanted the Leprophiliac stuff, so I'm a big fan of those guys. Or how many guys it's in the band, I don't know. Then of course I had to have the Pukewraith and the Intestinal Hex split. Medieval Grime. Yeah, great death metal. They are kind of very similar in style, but Intestinal Hex has this kind of weird, twisted kind of leads in their music, which is also cool. You know, the guy behind Intestinal Hex is also the guy behind Gut Void, and you can kind of hear the similar guitar style on it. But yeah, very cool cover as well, and a killer release. They have kind of they mix between the songs, so it's Pukewraith, Intestinal Pukewraith, so it's very cool, and it almost sounds like one band, but there are some difference, of course, to them. But great stuff. Well, of course, all this is great. Otherwise, I wouldn't show it in a kind of EP sum up. One of my absolute favorite EPs this year is the Ancient Death Sacred Vessel. So yeah, this is a US band. I would say, especially the first song, reminds me a lot of Blood Incantation. So you can put them in that lane of death metal. But killer release, 24 or 25 minutes with pure quality death metal in the vein of Blood Incantation. So go and check out Ancient Death. One of my most played EPs actually this year. I did have it on digital a long time before I got it on CD, because the Necroharmonic stuff is not easy to get hold of in Norway, but Memento Mori had this, and very happy to get it. So, but I think this came out in the summer sometime on digital at least. And then another killer release is the new Qrixkuor, Zoetrope, UK death metal, very kind of thick, dense, slightly murky. You could say the guitar sound are more towards Portal and Swart era. If you want to read the lyrics, good luck with that, because there are written words here. I don't know if you can see them. I have no chance reading that, so kind of pointless to print them out. But yeah, and compared to the album that they released 21, was it? Maybe, which was excellent. And the vocals are a little bit too low here, or kind of floating together with everything. I liked kind of the vocals on the previous, or the full length that came out. I think it was last year. Also the guitars, but that doesn't matter that much. But also it was a slightly clearer, and I'm not talking about clear music here at all. You know, this is, yeah, this is dense and murky and chuggy. They have these cool lead guitars going over, floating over the soundscape, but they have also added a lot of orchestration on this one, so it's kind of Portal and Flesh God Apocalypse in a way. Had made a song would sound a bit like. It's not that all the way through, but they have kind of it starts very symphonic, and then it's pure evil murky death metal, and then it comes back a couple of times within this song. It's just one song. On the album they had 2 long songs, so they it seems that they only do like a couple of 20 minutes long songs, but it's fucking great. I really enjoy it, and it's an EP you can play a lot, or you need to play a lot to get into, because of the kind of the murkiness or the denseness of the guitar sound. So, but fantastic, kind of like a new twist on their music with that symphonic stuff. So yeah, absolutely great EP. And we have the 4-way split called Absolute Convergence with Perilaxe, Occlusion and Fumes, Celestial Sanctuary and Thorn. Great stuff. I mean, the song that actually surprised me most here was the Fumes song. I like Fumes, but kind of not been like a big fan of that. But the song here is killer. I mean, all the songs here are great, but yeah, Perilaxe Occlusion is just a fantastic band. I hope they will. This is a red color with the band logos on there. So yeah, a killer release with 4 great bands. I mean, as I said, Thorn is my least favorite band of here, but all these songs are great stuff. So if you haven't checked this out, this is pure class of the kind of new wave of death metal. It's out on Tricoff. If you want to pick it up from that cool label. So yeah, I mean, just 4 quality death metal songs in the vein of the new stuff. Perilaxe, Occlusion and Celestial Century and Fumes and Thorn are pretty well known in the underground, so most of you have heard it. And then we can take my favorite release, and that's not just because of the music, but Tetralogy of Death with the Inquisitor, Topos, Frenelit and Undergang. Danish death metal compilation, of course out on black vinyl with the label or the band logos inside. I've shown this before, and I think yeah, Anthony over at the Metal Miners did show this pretty recent, but you know, this fold out cover is, yeah, it's fucking killer. I just love this way to do a split. And Extremely Rotten Production are very good at this. They do kind of the same style with their 7 inches and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty cool release. And you know, again, 4 great songs with 4 great bands. So you can't go wrong with this either. If you can get hold of one copy, you should get one, because this is just a piece of art to have in the collection, together with great music. Another absolute killer, and this would have been top 10 this year if I had done splits on my top list. Ritual, Necromancy and Fossilization, kind of yeah, doomy, death, murky, yeah, heavy, killer songs, both of them, or both. Fossilization had 2 songs, but this is a 14-minute long track from Ritual Necromancy that's absolute killer. Yeah, just another one you should get your hands on if you can. I mean, it's out on CD as well, but this is pure quality. Again, from the kind of new wave of death metal sounding bands, but they are doing it fucking well. So. And we have another French band. It's Ritualization with Hema, Ignis, Necros. He released this year, if I'm not mistaken. I think it came out this year, at least on vinyl. If not, you can let me know in the comments. This is kind of it started out like a pure, like evil death metal band, but they have incorporated more black metal, so it's kind of black and death metal in a way. But yeah, great stuff. If you like evil sounding death metal, Ritualization is a great band for that type of a little bit vicious and yeah, satanical black and death metal. And of course, you know, this will be the last one, but not no Worm, Blue Nothing. Kind of a little bit more kind of symphonic black metal on this, compared to the more death doom. I mean, it's in here as well, but you know, the full length from last year. This was a big poster here. Kind of that Emperor symphonic, not the crappy Dimmu Borgir symphonic black metal in compiled together with the death doom. And yeah, this guy knows how to create good music, and after a couple of spins I have had, you know, so then I kind of understood, and he has also done a little bit of an Emperor backside on the release as well. So yeah, just another great release from Worm. I mean, everybody knows this, so I don't need to talk about it. Yeah, that was all 20 minutes. It's long enough. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was kind of just showing off some great stuff that I picked up this year that was not full lengths. Did not pick up so much demo stuff this year, and yeah, I will continue to do that this year. You know, just keep more and more full lengths. I'm tired of the EPs and, you know, this 15-minute long demos and EPs. I'm pretty tired of those, even though they are great. I mean, I just want full lengths. So that's me, but yeah. Thanks as always for watching, and for all my new subscribers. There have been quite a lot of those lately, so that's pretty cool, and this was